You're gonna need those 3 meters if you expect to fight anything. Of course, Shanner's always got the short end of the stick. Oh my god, I still need one more wine. Shanner's always got the short end of the stick in this game, and people held on to items like that because there's just certain effects on items that you don't want to get rid of. And extendability is probably one of the harder ones to get, but it's also one of the best ones to get. I would argue that if you don't have extendability on an item, you're missing out. You're basically handicapping yourself. And that was the RNG in a nutshell, pretty much. Now, let me tell you the history of the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer was always the I'm gonna kill you class because Sorcerers always did a ton of damage. They had this Shadow Burst or Shadow Burst, or was it and Light Burst? The attack was legendary. Everybody feared it because even back when they were level 50, the shot was hitting for over 10,000 damage. No, it was 11,000, 11 to 13,000 damage, I believe. Now, anybody doing that much damage, that was a one-shot, one-kill item. If you built your class, yes, you were able to one-shot with a Sorcerer. Wow, it was really powerful. People were dying like non-stop from the attack, and it never got a nerf. That's understandable. Most games don't nerf classes, but they really needed a nerf. Now, today, Sorcerers have evolved past using Shadow Burst and just use their regular attacks for 10,000 damage. Not really. They're still hitting for about 5,000 damage using regular spells. They have Glacial Shard. Glacial Shard is basically the noob. It's the noob stigma. A stigma is basically what you would say your talent tree is. You pick certain skills, and then you use them, and you socket them. You socket those items, and then you're able to use them. Well, Sorcerers don't generally use Glacial Shard. They have another one called Wintry Armor. Wintry Armor is the anti-assassin. Assassins are basically your quick, stab you in the back, attack really fast class. Well, Wintry Armor hits them for 1,000 damage off of every single hit. If they're within a certain range of you. Well, assassins are always in that range, and an assassin comes up to you, and they hit extremely fast. Well, the armor hits them for 1,000 damage off of every hit. So if you have an attack that's like a 3-hit combo, it's gonna hit you for 3,000 damage. And oh my god, assassins were just laughed at in PvP. Assassins were laughed at PvP. And that's how the game went. So, the Sorcerer basically evolved from being relying on our DP abilities, which is kind of pointless. DP allows you to activate special abilities that Diva. Excuse me. Something in my throat. Oh god, I'm gonna have to try and edit that out. But they evolved past it to just using their regular abilities. They hit the hardest of any class in the game. End of story. So, what used to be a heavily DP class is now you're screwed if you even try to hit us. That's just what it is. You don't fight a Sorcerer. You just don't. You stand there and they kill you. And that's pretty much what the Sorcerer is. There's not a lot to say about them. They're a very simple class. Anybody that knows how to use like the one who has the little button on their mouse can use it. The buttons on their mouse can play the class. It isn't hard. There's nothing special for him. And then we have to worry about I'm taller. Then there's the Gladiators. Gladiators are the ones that are probably the most feared for groups because they have all their attacks are AoEs. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're not all AoEs.